Oh, hang on. That was called a blooper when I didn't push the button. I too long. I waited. Anyway, we're gonna get better with this stuff. One day we're gonna get so good at this, Charlie.
Yep.
You would think by now we would be perfect. Almost 2 years.
Yeah. Everything is like a blur, as they say. Everything is like a blur.
Yeah, really,
So what's
really,
up, brother?
really.
What's up?
Not much. I'm checking out some of these backgrounds here. Hang on, just bear with me. Ooh,
You know, that looks like we're doing a weather forecast. And right now we have rain on my neck of the
coming.
woods, and Mel's in the heat zone, the red zone.
We're gonna play around with it. Ooh, there we go. The Twilight Zone, Charles. It's the
Yeah,
Twilight
twilight
Zone.
zone.
They keep updating this thing with all these. Ooh, fancy,
That's
fancy.
that's a techno screen.
This one's gross. Oh, there we go. There we
Happy
go.
Halloween! Happy Halloween!
Yeah, I kind of like this one. Kind of like this one. Anyway, I will just go back. Kawaii's color. What's up? Happy Monday, Charlie, and to the village. The village. How you guys doing, village villagers?
Yeah,
How's
good
everybody
evening,
doing?
everyone. Good to see you folks joining us all the way from Kihei, Maui, and the rest of the state and across the nation. Thank you so much for checking in with us on this beautiful Monday. Hey, gotta again give a special shout out to Brother Tommy and his beautiful wife Terry and our good friends Rocky and Dwayne and their lovely wives. We had a very nice time with Tommy and the gang over at Kalani Pu'u. Uh, up there was real nice, just sitting back and getting to meet in person. And as most of you know, when we were doing the one episode or one segment, we were discussing about businesses and how hard it was hit by COVID. And but Tommy, he survived it, and he brought his company back up. You know, they've been what almost 40 years, right? Or over 40 years, I
Yeah,
guess. And I give that brother credit, boy. He announced that a stock option. He made all the employees owners of the company. Gave
hundred
them
percent,
100%.
100%.
I
That
mean,
that is
so that is
remarkable.
unbelievable. But I just wanted to
Um,
give a shout out. I was for the hospitality. It was really nice, really nice.
it
Thank
was
you.
awesome. I mean, that thing is it's like a three-bedroom, so big. The lanai was
Yeah,
huge. It was just nice. The overlooking Kalapaki Bay, the lighthouse, the sunset was just gorgeous, and the food, and of course the fellowship.
yeah,
Tommy, guys know Tommy TNT Tinting. You see him on TV all the time. Good guy, and his buddies. But yeah, he accomplished 100% now of his company is owned by the employees. So, and that has been completed and is final. And as I believe it was Dwayne called it generational wealth, man, for the employees. It doesn't end when they end. They are owners now. So we're going to bring Tommy on in the next few weeks to talk about the decision to go with employee owned and how and what the benefits are. That'll be an interesting show. But yeah, it was great. It was great. And it was Dwayne's from Florida, Rocky's from California. And interestingly enough, even though Florida is a state that the leadership there just, I mean, they're careless, they're dangerous, prohibiting mask mandates, and California, who typically don't like to follow rules anyway. It was interesting that both Dwayne and Rocky both very, very aware of the dangers of COVID, very careful, which was really, it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling to know that it's not just us in the village that are concerned. It's people throughout the United States, and
Hmm.
so it was just nice to be around. And Charlie, I don't know if you noticed, but we cannot see the chat. The chat feature is out.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's on the phone, but it's not
No,
on
I'm,
the
I'm
on
I'm
the.
looking at it on the screen right now.
You're seeing the chat,
Yep.
or are you
Your
pulling my damn
father
link?
your father just came on, and he was has been on vacation. So he sends us his best, and I'm glad to see you on there, Thomas Raposo.
Well, my chat ain't working, so I gotta see it
Yeah, the
on
phone.
my phone. Yeah.
And
Okay. Well, I don't know what the
you
heck.
know, I kind of would like to start off by saying that we've I think we all have our own perspective of what direction things are heading into. But some information is better than no information. And and remember I told you that it's always good that whether you agree or don't agree, if it works for you, you absorb it. If it doesn't, you let it go, and you just wait for the next segment that we bring on, whether it's the information is helpful to you or not. So I want to talk. I want to phrase this, especially for our guests visiting the islands. The Kauai is part of the U.S. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you're free to come here, but there are some rules, and if Mel or I were to go to another part of the United States and they had rules in place, we would have to follow those rules, plain and simple. And today was kind of a weird time where I guess this gentleman came to Kauai with nothing um, preloaded as required by the Safe Apps. I mean, the Safe Travel program. Nothing. And so he felt the need for speed in yelling at the top of his lungs vulgarities. And supposedly he had 2 million viewers, as he says. And he just cut Kauai down. And he was only exposed to Kauai for 15 minutes because he did not follow the rules. And because he was not welcome in the way he thought, which was, hey, you owe me, I don't owe you. You should be thankful that I'm here. Well, pal, you know, grow up here. Okay, be an adult. And he was lucky I didn't just go out there and tell him shut up. So it was sad. It was sad to see it happen, and he just ranted on and on and on, and for whatever reason, and it's it's just sad. So where I find a lot of the faults, if we want to point fingers, is first of all, how was he able to get on the airplane? We've discussed this many times before, right? How does a person like this get on the airplane with knowing the airlines knows he's coming to Hawaii and know that they're coming to the Garden Island that at one time had a very, very strict rule but got a little bit relaxed. But nevertheless, there is a governor's rule still in place. I'm just wondering how they get on the planes there, Mel.
There's no restrictions, man. The good thing is just 2 million followers or viewers. Were able to see how much of a jackass he was. So that's the good thing. You got 2 million people that saw him as an idiot, but yeah, there's no restrictions. No restrictions. You don't need a test. You don't need to be vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, you don't have a test. You show up. You just agree that you're going to quarantine for 10 days, and your word is gold. That is why we're having a lot of the problems.
Yeah.
Today the governor had his spotlight Star Advertiser Spotlight. It's it's like listening to the same one he did a month ago and 2 months ago. Same thing, nothing changes. This morning on KHON, the lieutenant governor was on doing his morning speech, and there's such a contrast in the two. If you listen this morning on KHON, again, you get the feeling that we've turned the corner. We're almost at the finish line, and in fact, they asked him about Halloween, and he said, "Hey, it's the safest time. It's the safest place. It's outdoors. Go live it up." That was And then the governor was, "We got to be careful. We're trying to figure out how we can, if we have to look at safe travels." And then when you look at the federal government on the evening news, they are trying to figure out ways that they can get the states to push more testing out. I don't know if you saw that, but I thought that was kind of hilarious because uh, our leadership, not even talking about testing. No, it's all groovy. In fact, you saw, I just saw on a Star Advertiser pop up my headline on my phone that Hawaiian Airlines just announced that they are reopening the direct flight from Australia to Hawaii now because of the relaxing of the restrictions. So you see how they all tie in together. See how all of the decisions are made for the industry and not the people. Because we know for a fact, and I tell you, we repeat this every single night we're on. We repeat over and over that for the need for testing. And while we sit back and are satisfied with minimal testing, now the government, the federal government, is saying, "Hey, we got to test more. We're trying to make these home test kits cheap, so everyone will have tests because this is what they said, not I. Testing is the only way we're going to prevent future outbreaks of this virus." But here you have Hawaii. No, no. Governor said once our numbers drop, the average numbers drop below 100. He said this. You will watch it. Once our numbers drop below 100, average numbers, he's going to remove the mask mandates from indoors. He's going to allow restaurants and bars to go back to 100% capacity. Now, I don't know what they are smoking at the Square White building. I don't know if their TV at home, no catch any mainland news. I watch this, Charlie, and all I can think about is, do they understand how dumb they appear to be to the viewers? If you read the comments on the Star Advertiser as this thing is playing live, they're getting shredded. But they don't care because you know why? Because the airline industry is happy. The industry going to start opening up more routes because that's what this is. Our decisions are based on that and not the health and safety. Incredible. Three things happened today, which was kind of interesting. Interesting.
Well, there's something to consider as well. And that is, we forget about our heroes. We talk about when someone gets sick, we talk about bed space. That coming from a physician himself saying that the beds, there's more availability of beds. Okay, I get it, and I kind of understand what he's saying, but he forgets. I can put a bed in a room. You lie in the bed, but guess what? If you get nobody for take care of you, what good is that bed? And that's the thing I don't get. You think that that bed is automatic, that they're gonna do everything for you? Wrong, wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I was in ICU, I had three people every place I went, and my wife in there as well. You know, so it's
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think it's insulting to our healthcare professionals. I really do, Charlie. I think
yeah,
when you start to
exactly
negotiate or talk around the big quad table at the Square White building, um, that's the one component that they don't really consider.
right.
They don't really consider. It's just something that, no worry, if it fills up, we're just gonna call the White House and see if we can get 650 more nurses and therapists and respiratory people here because they're gonna come. If we need them, they're gonna come. That's the other. Why they're not working the other way? When we
Hmm.
have everything under control and we know it's safe, when we're down to double digits consistently and where hospital capacity is at its ultimate low, then you open up for visitors. No, open up for visitors and then just rely on hope that everything gonna be okay. That's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Yep. Yep.
So we shall
Exactly.
see. We shall see. But hey, by the
You
way,
know.
Charlie,
Yeah.
thanks for Saturday, man. You guys did a good thing out there with the pumpkins. I just switched gears because it just popped in my head, and before I forget, I like make sure we recognize your wife, Steph, and the Pop Warner and the Food Bank and Izaki's and everybody else that made that happen for our cake out there at Puhi. uh, it's so amazing to see the line of kids coming up, and they're so happy to come get their pumpkin and their little bag of goodies. And what it take about 15 minutes for everything to get wiped out. But I just wanted to say thank you to Steph and you and everyone else that made that happen. It was awesome.
When we, there's things that that if it's, my dad used to always tell me, son, if you can do it, do it. Because if you cannot, God knows what you can and cannot do. So you do what you can do. And things like that, we always are happy to see a smile on a child's face.
Oh,
It gets
oh,
sad when we run out and, say some children came at the end when it was all out. And I saw that sadness, and
mhm.
I gotta admit, the thing hurts. I
Oh,
wish,
so
I wish we had, many more pumpkins we could give out. And that's why I always tell my kids, whenever daddy buy you food, I'm gonna buy you more than you need. Okay? Because I don't want you ever go without. And that's how I felt about the pumpkins. I just wish we had more pumpkins. But hats off to all the growers that made it available. And this they take pride in, growing their pumpkins, and it's locally grown. It's not brought in from the mainland. 100% grown here on Kauai. And I just would like to thank all of them on the west side, all the farmers on the west side for
yeah.
getting those pumpkins out. Big, small, lopsided, whatever. They the cake is that pumpkin.
They
Yeah.
all taste the same, bro. They all taste. That's the thing. You buy these commercial pumpkins. It's all perfectly round, and chances are they turn away all the ones that these kids love. You see, these kids never care what the shape was. They never care how big or small. They got a pumpkin,
Yeah.
and that's all that mattered to them. You brought up something about what your dad told you, and I was having a discussion today with a good friend of mine, Justin Molina. We're talking about the football game that we had at Vidina Stadium, Kauai High School against Waimea, and he's one of the referees. And I was telling him, I asked him, I said, bro, that's like the hardest job in the world to be a referee for high school football. I mean, he said, yeah, man, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I get, because I was announcing the game and I could hear the audience just ragging on the referees as they always do. He said, Mel, I don't let that bother me. I'm there for the kids. I'm not there for the adults. I said, well, no, that's cool, but I just cannot understand why. And I'm thankful, but why would people want to go out and do it? And you know what he said? So profound. He said, because somebody was willing to do that for me when I was young, and then it struck me like, God, that very few words, because someone he said, because I'm thankful for those that was willing to do it for me when I was young. And all of a sudden I just said, wow, that is incredible. Almost make me like want to go referee, but no, I'm not no, not yet, not yet. But how profound is that? Yeah, if not for people that are willing to do things for our keiki,
Mm.
what do they have? What do they have? And it's gonna take a lot of people. It takes the village to raise a child. People, it takes a village. So. I gotta make a T-shirt. The village for our viewers.
Well,
Just
I think, your years of announcing experience up in the booths, you know, calling the games, it's not an easy thing to do. I remember when I first started to play music as a beginner, I had the hardest time trying to play the bass, keep rhythm, and sing at the same time. You know, it was like riding a bike and your training wheels. You only get one side hook onto the bike. That means you're always falling on the other side.
uh,
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
yeah,
But you keep on doing it,
yeah.
you get good after a while, and then you throw in
Well,
a little jokes here and there. You do all of that fun stuff.
the thing good about like for you playing music, for me announcing the game, I make people happy. Yeah, I call out people's names that ran or tackled or whatever. We make them happy. The referees piss everybody off. Every single play, the referee, somebody love them, somebody don't like them. So I respect those guys, and I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was so profound today when he said that. I was like, well, I never looked at it that way. Imagine if nobody wanted to referee, we
Well,
wouldn't have we wouldn't have sports, wouldn't have athletes.
referees are like those, in the rodeo, in the bull riding, you always got to get those clowns, right? Because you
Yeah.
got to distract the bull when the bull like kick the rider's okole. You got to get one brave soul who get the maneuvers for shuck and jive, right? As a bull charging. Me, I think I'll do it the hard way. Typical Hawaiian, just stare at him thinking, no worries, stare him down, the bull won't stop. Right. Talk, talk. And all you're going to be doing is looking at the ceiling, looking up in the sky.
Why? Well, I hope they pay those guys a lot of money because, geez, Louise. Yeah, gosh. Anyway, yeah, guys, we are looking. We'll switch gears again because we're gonna switch gears. Um, I, I don't know how how more to say. Now is the time we gotta really be careful. I mean, now is the time we really, really, really gotta be careful as we remember now. Monday, Tuesday numbers is Saturday, Sunday's real numbers. So today and tomorrow, our numbers going to drop. I don't think they should count the weekends in their average numbers. I don't think they should count the weekend counts in our weekly averages or 14-day. We should dress up like peanut butter and jelly. They're talking about a Halloween show, Charlie. I think they want us to do a Halloween show.
I told you, I'm going to come dressed as I'm band roll on.
Last year, remember last year we did the Halloween contest, the costume
Yeah.
contest, and man, there were a lot of contestants, and that was kind of it's I kind of want to do one, but it's a lot of work, and um,
It was
yeah,
tough. It
look,
was tough.
Ichiku. Now other suggestions coming out. Ichiku,
Yeah.
Charlie, they like you be Ichiku.
Yeah, 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 I'll think about it.
Last year we did one for kids. I almost feel like we should do one. Look, Kalua pork and cabbage now. Yeah, the news just said there is a new and more powerful variant on the mainland right now. Absolutely. We talked about
Absolutely.
that. It was the sub variant of Delta,
Yeah.
which is which is scary. Which is scary. And again, if you watch our leaders, whether it's the lieutenant governor in the morning, the early morning, or it's uh, the governor in his spotlight, it's like there's no concern. There is absolutely no concern. Uh,
hmm
I,
You know,
I
I
don't get it. I don't get it, Charlie and the village. I don't get it. We should
well,
be preparing for that subvariant. We should be concerned about that subvariant. They're going to repeat what they did with Delta. They're going to repeat with the subvariant, and we're going. It's not going to be good. Remember, too, Charlie. Many of us that have that took the vaccine early on, their vaccine strength or has waned. So Charlie, you got boosted. I still got to get boosted, but the numbers of fully vaccinated people every day that the vaccine wanes for those that don't get boosted, we're vulnerable. That's what we're vulnerable, and they're not seeing that. They're not seeing that.
Well, the thing that I get most concerned about is nearly after 2 years. Well, close. We approaching the 2 year mark, right? With this virus, all the deaths in the United States, all the long haulers that resulted from catching COVID. You would think people would be ready, like how much Hurricane Iniki impacted Kauai. The people will never forget it. So they are prepared. I know they are because I experienced that moving to this island. That every time we get a close call, that there's a hurricane coming our way, I see how they prepare, right? But for some reason, the antis out there with regards to this virus, after 2 years, nothing phases them. They still go on their merry way, thinking that it's a hoax. It will never happen to them. And if that's the case, then why is some of this happening to some of them? Well, why is it happening? And I think they really got to look deep down into themselves. Now, I will say this: if they don't want to change, fine. I just not going to waste my energy on you anymore. I think I've given close to 2 years of my life putting in all this energy to try helping you. But if you still don't want to, you know, I'm not saying you gotta take my advice, but at least look into it for your safety. If you cannot move off your position, then I don't want to waste my energy on you. There's a lot more people out there that's important, that's worth saving their lives. And I'm sorry to say that, but there's just some that's just so bonehead. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Well, you know, there was a question about, is the vaccine still free? Yes, it's still free. Still free.
Hmm.
So if you haven't gotten boosted, go get boosted. For those of you like myself that took the Johnson and Johnson, uh, you only got to wait 2 months, and you can go get your Moderna booster, which is what I plan to do as soon as I get over this anxiety. No, I'm actually gonna. I'm trying to get it this. I want to get it this Friday. I want to get it on a Friday so I don't mess up my work week. But for those of you that haven't, please go get it. If you're still on the fence, private message me. We'll hook you up with maybe Dr. Capono and or Dr. Miskovich, and they can have a one-on-one chat with you. Raylene says maybe our leaders know what's out there. Well, they do know, Raylene. I mean, there's no way they do not know. You
Hmm.
notice we don't see the Department of Health people on. They don't allow those people to speak. It's just the governor, lieutenant governor. Every so often you'll get someone from the Department of Health, but to not talk about variants. But I just wanted to read your comment. Sorry. They know what's out there, but they thinking let's make all the money now before we have to close. Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, they're not going to change. They're going to do exactly what they did when Delta surfaced. They all, you remember, Lieutenant Governor said he was not concerned with Delta at all. It was just like any of the variants, and it was, yeah, he was wrong, and his decision was based on that analysis, and he never changed it. He stuck with it, and he dealt. And that's why I'm saying, guys, this 200 or close to 200 deaths that we had in a 1 month period could have been avoided. Somebody's got to be held accountable. And if we had taken the action based on what uh, the other states and countries had shown us, we would have saved a lot more lives. And I know that as fact. And and I see us making the same mistakes. We're talking about opening up. We got a looming. subvariant now that's vaccine resistant, and we're talking about opening up. We're talking about opening up. We're talking about opening up, taking off mask mandates indoors.
Mhm.
Well, it's like we're on different planets. It's like different planets. You know, it's like we're on two different planets, man. And what is it? You know what? I remember one of our friends from last night, Charlie. I go take a mango bread today.
Mm.
Dwayne's wife wanted the mango
Mhm.
bread, and he was saying, once the politicians play into the money, say goodbye. And this guy's from Florida, and just he pays attention to what's going on around the country, and he saw it. He saw it. I broke my fence. My grandson got his second shot last week. My daughter got her second one today. Awesome, Roxanne. Roxanne was one of them that changed her mind because of our guests. So thank you, Roxanne, for sharing. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing. You know,
Well, I do want to comment on one comment that I'm looking at right now, and George White is absolutely correct. All of this is completely avoidable if we take the necessary precautions. Right now, that subvariant is not here. There is no evidence that it's here. So, what can we do to prevent it from coming here? We have to have a impenetrable fence that doesn't allow anything to get through, right? But with the administration that we have now, and with some of the knuckleheads that we have now, it's good. It's inevitable. And I sound like a doubting Thomas, but that's a fact. I wish I could say because of all of you out there and your strengths, it will not make it here. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
but we can individually do what we need to do to lessen the impact. It's going to be rough.
Yep.
It's going to be rough because of the visitors, the travelers coming in. Uh, Once we open up the bars and the restaurants and remove the mask mandates and allow them to go at 100% capacity. Last night, Charlie, we sat on that dinner table and we heard the story of our friends, good friends, family that lost six people in one family perished from COVID because one person got positive, all not vaccinated. One person got positive, passed it right along. There were many more that got sick that didn't die, but six in one family group died of COVID.
Yeah.
That's the power of Delta. And that's what pisses me off because people don't they underestimate the danger of this virus and how contagious. Remember, the average Delta positive person contaminates between 8 and 9 people versus the original strain, which affected maybe 2 to 3. That's the
Yeah.
average. So if you're in a cluster situation, you're in a church or you're in a bar or you're gonna infect more than 8 because that's the average. So you can have cases with many more, and you can have cases with less. So that's scary.
Hmm.
That is scary. That's 6 people in one ohana gone. One died, two died. And they said this was over a span of a period of time as people got sick and they kept seeing each other. But you would think after one die, maybe the second one die, people would wake up and go get the shot. No, they were anti-vaxxers. That's a sad story, but it's true. And she talked a lot more in detail last night that I'm not going to share, but I'm just saying one family, 6 people all gone because of COVID, because That's how bad this disease is. Uh, and the sub delta, or delta plus, or whatever they're calling it, is more resistant to the vaccine. Heaven knows if it's more contagious. We should be preparing for that. We should be prepared, like you said, Charlie, like the hurricane.
Yeah.
Everybody board up the windows, only to have to take them down. That's okay. Same like the delta, sub delta. We prepare, put up. You know how you plywood the windows? We got to plywood the terminals, and we got to make sure everybody's tested. Kaike, thank
Yeah.
you. It is more contagious. It is more contagious. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you know what's even of a greater concern is that the people out there who really don't believe in what's going on, they really do not have any idea of the importance of the ICU nursing nurses are that specializes in this. They really don't, because they have this notion and this is the way I view it. They have this idea that, number one, they they know how to outrun this thing. I haven't seen anybody outrun it yet. Okay. Number two, they have this idea that if you go in the hospital, you're gonna be treated like royalty and you're gonna get better. I don't think it works that way. I know it doesn't work that way. And so my
Oh,
question is this: why don't people want to listen to? It doesn't matter if you're a first year RN or you're a 20-year RN. It doesn't matter. You're living the dangers in that unit. And so when they speak, they're basically pleading, hey, I gotta support my family too, but please give me the opportunity to catch my breath. Because every time you flirt with this danger, it's just one more body going into that ICU. It's like a revolving operation. One in, one out. A lot of times you go in alive, you come out, you know, unfortunate circumstance. So I just don't know why people won't even get to
what is
look
below
at
the
that.
line, Charlie? What is below the line?
I really don't know. Looks like a fence. Looks like hash marks. What is it?
That's the line of people standing in line waiting to get into Target. I saw somebody post about Target. I drove by. Charlie, social distancing. What's that? What is social distancing? I was shocked to see how many. Some of you probably on this call right now. Probably some of you. You know who you are. It's like, what does Target have that Walmart don't have, or Big Save? Or what? Why? Everybody feels like they gotta go to Target now and wait
Because
in one line, Charlie. That line goes around the
it's
building.
it's from that store is from France. That's the reason why.
It's from France.
Yeah, it's not Target. It's Target.
Oh, Target. Hey, look at Melissa.
Target.
What's going on at Target? We Kawhi got its first Target last week, and the line is out the window, out the door, around the building. Yes, it's brand new.
Just
Same.
imagine, Melissa, when Kauai had its first toilet, public restroom, porcelain. Woohoo! Ding
The
ding.
line was long, but
The line
the
was
thing
long.
is, if that line to Target was a line to the toilet, they're gonna have to have takeout services for toilet paper and wipes. They ain't gonna make it. It's incredible. It's somebody mentioned the football game. You see, I mean, I think everyone should be social distance, but at a football game, let's say Kawhi gonna play Waimea. That game is not going to happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day or it's pow one and done. You're done. Target is going to be there tomorrow. Target is going to be there next week. Target is going to be there a year from now, hopefully. I mean, it's this mentality that I got to get there first. I like to get there first. It's like our good friend Tyson Moises. He cracked me up. He was at Walmart. He took a picture while everybody's at Target. I'm at Walmart, which is a smart move. Yeah,
What is
just go
that?
Walmart. You know. But I saw somebody say we got to support local. Yeah, on all of those things that you can get locally, absolutely. But you know, unfortunately, local products, we don't have everything. So you end up going to some mainland outfit. But
Well,
yeah, when you
you,
buy
the,
local.
the reason it being Oahu, you have many different locations and a lot of things to see, right?
Hmm.
For those of you that know Kauai, the sidewalks get rolled up at 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You know, the before the in thing was when it was Kmart. Eh, you get Pizza Hut, you get Domino's on the scene, but everybody wanted to go Kmart because why? What's in the back? Little Caesar's pizza, right? So people gonna go until that location get limo, then they're gonna drop off. Then if that location drop off this planet and close down, then everybody go, oh, no more. Well, the same way you would support them in the beginning, you gotta support them 24/7 all the way to the very end. But you guys didn't go, you know, this is a marathon, but you guys thought it was a sprint. That's why you guys never finished the race. You gotta run the marathon.
Boy, I tell you, it just blew me away. It just blew me away. Yeah, tomorrow at our office, Charlie, we're having a chili cook-off,
Oh,
and I am entering. And no, no, I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you guys are thinking. That Patsy gonna cook the chili, and I just gonna bring them in. No, I'm actually cooking the chili. I am going to cook the chili, and I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but it's. I found me a really good recipe. And Patsy, when she make stuff, she can substitute, she can mix and match, and and she's like, I had my list of things to go buy. And she said, "Buy, I can, you can." No, 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 no. I'm cooking. I'm going exactly by the recipe. So after this show tonight, I gotta go to Safeway. I'm not going to Target. I'm going to Safeway to buy what I need for make my chili, and I'm gonna make this chili. No, yes, he said, go get the Zippies one. I should go. Longs, they get the frozen Zippies one, yeah. I
yeah.
should, because all the guys in our office, they don't know what Zippies is. So maybe I'll do that. Yeah, save a lot of time. But anyway, that's my project, man. I'm kind of excited. Kind of excited. And this is the best part. It's we're using tofu instead of meat.
Or
It's a
you gonna do that? You gonna ground the tofu.
vegetarian chili. I have to crumble it. The recipe says I have to crumble it in there. I'm excited. I hope Patsy can videotape them.
Yeah. You know what's hard is trying to use tofu and make it look and taste like beef. But I know why it's difficult. You ever try having beef, cooking beef, to make it look and taste like tofu?
I don't think so. How many am I cooking for? No, I should try that though. How many? Nancy's asking how many I'm cooking for. Actually, our office get about 40 people, 38 or whatever. But it's gonna be little sample bowls, and there's gonna be many other entries. So yeah, I'm tripping out, but I am going to win. I will win. I will win.
And
That's why I
speaking of
went.
Target, speaking of Target, I sorry for saying this because brother is saying for no reason people just gonna line up early for go to Target, right? And I thought myself, people they line up. The first thing for go. What's the first thing to go when they go on disaster, pending disaster? First thing for go.
Toilet paper.
Okay. But you ask yourself, waiting for the disaster, how many times you take a dump? Not that many times. And then when the disaster will come, everybody's still with a concocted idea. Hey, how we gonna get a refund? How we gonna take this back?
There he goes. And he's off. And he's off.
I thought myself, man, only in Hawaii, you run,
It's amazing.
grab the, just like on sinking boat, right? You like get on life preserve on life ring or life jacket, right?
Mhm.
Not Hawaii. Toilet paper.
It- It's the psychological impact, bro. Because the hurricane, after the hurricane, for those of you that were not here, it's kind of rough, because the first things to go is like your socks and then the sleeves from your shirt, you know. And no more paper, no more paper. What you gonna do? you, so it's like as soon as the hurricane warning, honey, we gotta go buy toilet paper. And the second thing, we gotta fill up our cars with gas. Where you going? Where you going? There's nowhere to go. Your roads are closed. Your power is out. You can be home. Come on, you fill up what? It's incredible. And all year long, Charlie, when they talk about your hurricane kit, your hurricane kit with your
Yeah.
water, your canned goods. Nah, no worry, no worry. But as soon as that first storm start to form outside off of Mexico or California, everybody's buying the caseload of toilet paper. Toilet paper,
You
incredible.
know, I will put my kit together over what this is 2021 until nearly 16 years ago. I put my my kit together, and I'm proud to say the water I bought 16 years ago get algae inside a bottle.
Oh my God! Here we go. You
Yep.
guys, yeah, you see, Christy Callis said if you freeze it first, the tofu. That's what my recipe that I have. That's what it actually says to freeze it first, and then defrost it before you crumble. Um, but I was just gonna say something. I don't. This Charlie. And we talked about this on our live from Puhi that me and Charlie we do this every night, almost every night, and yet we hardly see each other in person. And we saw each other Saturday. We saw each other last night, and and if you think he's funny online, you gotta meet him in person. You gotta. No, he did not eat his Snickers yet. He did not
Not
eat
yet.
his Snickers yet.
Not yet, my dear. But
The PTSD from no toilet paper after the hurricane is real. Oh, try coffee filters. Oh, coffee filters. That what else is good? And this is from experience. The mask that you wear.
yep.
The not the fancy ones. No, the surgical one, the paper one. Those work really
Yeah.
really well. I can tell you personal experience.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just curious because with or without one storm, how much toilet paper do you use? Or is it just other? You can use one whole roll for one session. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. I think like I said, Charlie, I think it's just an automatic response. Just we've been programmed to believe that if we get on hurricane, your bowels going lose them, and you're gonna go all day and all night, and you know enough toilet paper.
And I tell you
It,
why.
it's
I don't
incredible.
buy toilet paper. I don't go crazy for toilet paper anymore. Because when you checking out, you gotta face the people standing in line. For some reason, people give people that just went buy a lot of toilet paper the worst stink eye ever. You see pushing your
Yeah,
cart. You can't help it. You get toilet paper and maybe a small bag of rice and some water, one case water. But you get like 12 cases toilet paper. And everybody say talking stink as you pass. And they go, yeah, Lou, 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 Lou. What are you gonna
that's
do with
why,
it?
honey. That's why, honey. That's why
Yeah,
no more toilet paper, because people like that.
yeah,
The thing is this: people buy them in a case. Buy the case, not you go buy them from Hopeco or Ventures or one of these wholesaling companies. Yeah, can you spare a square? Yeah, just go buy a case and then use as needed, and then you can always have a lot of toilet paper. But no wait, it's like gas tank,
yeah,
right, Charlie? A lot of people they
yeah,
drive all the way until the ding and the light come on. Oh
yeah.
my God, I gotta go put gas. It's too late. It's like toilet paper. When you go and you sit down and you look and there's two sheets left, and you open up the cupboard under the sink and you look, there's no more in there. We forgot to buy toilet paper. That's not a good feeling. It's not bad if you're at home, but if so just buy the case. It's cheaper, and it lasts you for a little while. Seriously, this is all life experiences, Charlie. All life experiences.
We're trying to share the info. And I know you can order the case from Amazon. And now it's just I've been doing the Amazon route, and let me tell you, it's economical, but I think it's false advertisement because some ask you, it says it's like 4 ply, 8 ply, whatever ply, plywood, I don't know. But that's not true. don't don't tell me how I know, but just tell me that's not.
Patsy's a very frugal person. She is like an amazing shopper. She's a coupon shopper. She buys nothing if it's not on sale. And I told her, sweetie, two things. Two things we don't care about the
We
price.
don't
Is
skimp on.
toilet paper and toothpaste. No, don't buy that damn toothpaste that is buy one get the second 20 for free because it's rubbish. They cannot sell them, so they're trying to give the thing away. But toilet paper, yeah, I'm all red because Charlie make me laugh. Um,
And plus, you know, sometimes people they desperate in desperate times leads to desperate measures. So make sure when you go and buy toothpaste, go with a clear mind because like buy one tube thinking it's toothpaste and it's preparation H because people gonna tell you
ooh,
that's when you say talking kukai.
ooh, that would be that would not be good. That would not be good.
Like I go, her, what is that? Why is my mouth puckering?
Uh, oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I'm sorry.
Oh my
It's one of
God.
those nights.
Cut loose Monday. Cut loose Monday.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. Hotels get plenty, but the hotel depends which hotel you go. You go to the budget hotel, you get the budget toilet paper.
Yep.
You go to the expensive hotel, you get somebody wipe yourself for you. So just that two ply is good.
Yeah.
Three ply is kind of plenty. One ply, out,
And
out.
you remember one time all the high end hotels they had like a butler in the restroom? They pass
Yeah,
out
yeah.
cologne and stuff. You notice they don't do that anymore. They hire the wrong people. You cannot hire one butler in the men's bathroom that smiles and winks. It's not gonna work.
There with my coffee.
You cannot.
Ah,
You
oh,
cannot have the hand butler in the
oh,
bathroom.
Janelle just had opened up on can of worms. She just had opened up. Bidet is the best.
Oh, it's bidet.
Bidet.
Okay.
And look at George. The fancy hotels, you have them in a rooms. Still have no desire to have water squirting up my okole. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I,
You
I,
know,
I, I don't know about that. But
pe-
I
pe-
guess
people can tell we're desperate when we got nothing to talk about. We talk about stuff like this. Ooh.
read Ed's comment. Read Ed's comment. I'm not
And
even gonna repeat them. Read Ed Horry's comment. I'm not gonna read them. All of you guys watching, just read Ed Horry's comment. Oh, I had one list of things I wanted to talk about tonight, and I left them outside, and I'm not gonna go get them. Uh, yeah. Next subject. See, next subject.
yeah,
Baby wipes. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. This week will be an interesting week for me, guys. I'm gonna let you guys know up front. It's Wednesday. We get Wednesday and Friday. I get late Zoom meetings. We're working on the Adolescent Drug Treatment Center,
Yes.
and there's a few hiccups in there that we gotta deal with. So I have, and it's at 5 o'clock. So I I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get Dr. Misko on tomorrow. He has recovered. He's in good shape, and I really want to hear from him about this sub variant. I want to hear from him about the boosters. I want to hear from him about a lot of things. But yes, Ross, I love to laugh. I think we got to laugh more.
Yes.
We got to kind of mix them up a little bit because, I'm tired of going sick, sleep depressed. Um, so yeah, we laugh up. It's good, and we have some fun. But yeah, so we'll try to bring Misko on tomorrow, and hopefully, talk a little bit about what's current, and then I have a few invites out for our guests. So, but Wednesday and Friday probably will not be on unless Charlie take the bull by the horns.
Hmm.
You notice how he just said not pretend like he never hear us.
No, no, no.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how long the meeting is going to go, but it's just one of those things that we get. Charlie and I both have a lot of things going on outside of the Mel and Charlie show. So we hope you guys understand that sometimes we gotta skip, but we'll try to jam pack this week. We want to get Dr. Jerome Kim back on, and some others. So we
Well,
appreciate you guys'
definitely,
patience and
def-
understanding.
definitely, we want to start targeting in. When we do things like this, uh, we just want to make sure that you're well informed. But we brought up the subject earlier about the Delta Plus or the sub variant to Delta, and I think it's worth noting, and saying that we can't take it lightly, and we need to find some of the vices that we need, whether it's being fully vaccinated, wearing your mask, socially distancing, or even making some sacrifices like eliminating our presence. Even though we've done it this whole last nearly 2 years of being with close family and friends, but we may have to cut back if that Delta Plus sees that it's rearing its ugly head towards us. Okay, because we can't take a chance. We can't take a chance. I don't think right now any of the present administration has addressed that. But I know their position, and that is, hey, well, while the going is doing great right now, why even bother people with that? Well, I'm from the old school, and that is, I wouldn't worry about it if it doesn't present itself elsewhere, right? Out of sight, out of mind. But it's not that way. We said the same thing about Delta when it didn't come to Hawaii, right? We just brushed it off, figuring, well, it's too far for it to travel. Guess what? It came in a fury, and it did the damage that it wanted to do. So,
And the sequel is right behind, and that's what I'm afraid of. And I
exactly.
think I think it's a valid concern. I think Mireille, Dr. Miskovich, he when he was supposed to be on our show last week, had some terrible migraines.
Yep.
So yeah, he was out, but he's back. He's back, and he's roaring to goal.
Hmm.
So roaring to goal. But anyway, we'll so yeah, I will try to get him on tomorrow, and hopefully, yeah, sounds like a Snicker bar. Sounds like a Snicker bar. Oh no, oh Arare. The other thing too, I don't know if I shared with you guys. Charlie, did we share about the OIP?
No,
We
not with
didn't,
the
right?
only with our friends.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you guys know my battle with the OIC. I mean the OIP. You guys remember I submitted that request last year. I wanted to see who was on the
Explain to the
advisory,
people what OIP is first.
or the
Before,
Office of Information Practices. They are the state agency that oversees the open or public record law, the open record law, the sunshine law, which is section 92 in the HRS. Anyway, last year when it was clear to me that the governor was listening to the industry and not the medical experts, and that we had gotten personal information from very reliable sources, sources that actually sat in these meetings, these advisory meetings, that Hawaiian Air had a huge play in it. That Avi Manis, you guys remember this. For those of you that have been with us for a long time, you remember that Avi Manis, he was on the news. He was the one speaking for Hawaiian Airlines. He's their marketing vice president. Anyway, we had found out that he was on the advisory committee of the governor. So I submitted a formal request to the governor's office using the OIP form. I wanted to see a list of all of the advisory committee members that advised the governor or the lieutenant governor on the travel policies for COVID. Immediately got a response saying the governor has suspended the open records law, so we're not going to respond. Well, a few months ago, 2 months ago, I believe, or maybe 3 months ago, I got an email from the governor's office said the governor has now reinstated the law. Are you still interested in the information? I said, yes, I am. Thank you. That was very nice. So that went, and then the following day or 2 days later, I got another email with the final decision saying that my request has been denied by the governor's office because they do not maintain those records. So I appealed. I appealed to the Office of Information Practices, and I said that, being in the legislative body for 14 years or whatever it was, I knew that there was no government agency or committee or commission or any government group that could get together and not keep records, attendance, members, and notes. So I explained that in my appeal letter to the OIP. And I also submitted a request for legal services from an attorney on Oahu. OIP accepted my claim, and about what must have been on Friday, uh, OIP, or Thursday or Friday, OIP sent me an email and said, earlier today you should have received an amended response from the governor's office. Well, I never got it. I responded to the OIP saying I never got anything from the governor's office. So I guess on Friday afternoon, OIP sent me a copy of the response, which I didn't get till Saturday, and that's probably why we didn't share it last week. All of a sudden, the governor's office found the record. All of a sudden, the governor's office provided me with a list of names of everybody on their commission. Avi Manis's name was not on it. Hawaiian Airlines was not on it. And I know that they were a part of it. I know that they were a part of it because I was informed by someone that sat in those meetings. So I'm just taking a little breath. OIP is asking me if I'm satisfied. Well, I'm satisfied that they responded. I'm not satisfied because they lied to me the first time and they didn't provide all the information. So I'm working with this attorney on Oahu who is we're considering my options or it's not me, it's the village. It'll be the village. But can you imagine that a state agency, the governor's office, telling me we don't maintain those records, and then once OIP come in and say you might want to reconsider that governor's office because the law states you have to, um, then they find the records and they submit it to me. So I we're going to expose this, but we're going to expose it in a way that's going to have the most impact, um, because I think it's important that the public understands this corruption got to stop. This bull crap got to stop. This whole nonsense about minimizing the virus for this industry, for protecting the industry by not putting their name on a sheet, an attendance sheet, or a member sheet of a commission. Uh, it's wrong. I think it's illegal. I think it's corruption. I think it's fraud. And I just wanted you folks to know because we had brought it up when I was pissed off. Remember, I showed you guys the form. I remember doing all of that because I really wanted this information to come out. And I'm almost. I guess Marlene asked if I was surprised. I guess I'm not surprised. I was hoping that they would have at least made that right. And but they lie. They lied to me in writing, and it's a record, a document that I have, and we'll go from there. So anyway, thank you for allowing me to share that, Charlie. Just wanted our village to
What
know
doesn't make sense?
what we're
What, do,
dealing with.
what doesn't make sense? And, this is the way I look at it. One, right now we're talking about the Democratic Party, right? This governor has nowhere else to go. He's done. Kaput. Next year, aloha oe. Cannot run anymore. They always tell you, hey, leave that spot of the beach where you went to set up your little cat. Leave it cleaner than the way you found it. And that's what I don't understand. These guys are annoying. They're going out of office, but they're gonna make it very difficult for the next ones coming in. Because who can blame you if you don't trust them already? I don't blame you. They do so much things. And the thing that really, really bothers me, these guys act like they have no cares in the world. And yet they forget they walk amongst us. They're not protected 24/7. They're exposed just like anybody else. And yet they feel that they have the right because it's you're beneath them. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's why if I get the attitude, you know what, I just not gonna vote, then you're just giving in to them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna vote hoping that my single vote will make a difference. Doesn't hurt to hope.
2022, guys. 2022.
Yep.
I see Sylvia Luke jumping in the lieutenant governor's race. Jill Tokura, Kaika Anderson. That slate is going to get full. Um, but going back to what you say, Charlie, you I think you hit it on the head when you say they honestly believe two things. Number one, yeah, we are beneath them. Number two, we're stupid. The problem is a lot of people are afraid to speak out. A lot of people are they're told you shut your mouth, or I'm going to tell what you did. uh my book is open. I don't really care. I live in a glass house. Come bring it, ass clowns, because this kinds of things I just have a hard time tolerating when the law is the law. And the reason why we have the law is to keep people honest and to keep people accountable. And it's incredible how they just don't care. And to and I don't care if it's Mel Raposo or John Doe or Jane Doe. You get a request in writing citing the statute that requires you to provide the information, and you just say, "Oh, we don't have it." As the governor's office, the highest office in the state of Hawaii, you come out and you say, "We don't have those records." And then we threaten, we're going to appeal, and we might sue. All of a sudden, hmm, we found them. We found them. You lied. You lied, guys. And that's why I don't believe a word these guys say. And that's why we do this show, because we want to bring you guys the truth as much as we can, as much as we believe it to be. For all we know, all of our experts could all be lying. Wouldn't that be something, Charlie? But I bet anybody anything, and I'll put
You
up
know,
our experts against any of these clowns that you see on TV any day of the week. Any day of the week, I put our experts up against theirs any day, any day. Anyway, sorry. Maybe we should have started off the show with that, but I needed the laughs though. I really needed the laughs.
yeah. Well, I just would like to say it's been an enjoyable evening tonight. We just about hit that mark. It's almost 8 o'clock. And folks, I know I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. Because when we started, and I shared with our friends last night, we brought on so many people on our show, this show here, that we pretty much saturated all the guests that you can bring on. And it gets harder and harder trying to bring someone. We try to bring on the top names. We've talked to them in the past, but because of the timing, we have to think of the different time zones and what they're involved with. And so that's why when you look at something at late night, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning their time. They're getting up, they're getting ready, so they can provide those kind of interviews. But if you live relatively in the same time zone or close by, and you see something at 12 midnight, it's probably about 2 3 o'clock their time. So it'd be pretty hard to get them on at 7, because it'll be going into 10 11 o'clock their time when they're putting their head down. So I just would like to say thank you very very much. Um, I see a suggestion, and that's not a bad idea, because he's on a rampage right now, Mr. Les Condo. So maybe that's somebody we can consider bringing back if he's willing to talk about some of the issues that are at hand. But I know it's still an ongoing information, but it's been in the news. So I don't know how much he can talk. But yeah, we'll take a look, see if he wants to come back. Mel?
I will definitely reach out to him as well as Dr. Kim. Uh, what's happening on Halloween? I don't know. That's like pretty soon.
Yeah.
Um, I think Les Condo would be a great guest. They're really. Oh, okay. I just got the confirmation from Dr. Miskovich. Yeah, he'll be on tomorrow. So we got Dr. Misko tomorrow. So you don't have to listen to us and toilet paper and bidets and socks and sleeves. We'll have Miskovich tomorrow. Share with us about the new variant and about boosters. The village needs a costume night. let me think about it. We'll let you know tomorrow. I'll talk to Charlie and see what we're gonna do. I'd love to have a. If we do anything, it'll be an adult, and I don't mean adult in that way, like a costume contest for adults.
Mm.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But anyway, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. The village. We appreciate you guys. I hope we didn't offend anybody with the toilet paper talk. I don't think we did because we got the village. I will be putting a shirt up online tonight, guys, and it'll be the village. It'll be the village shirt, and that's what we'll wear every night. Me and Charlie go wear the same one every night. I'm not gonna wash. Gonna be stink, but that's how much. That's how much we love you guys. We love you guys, the village. We really do. You know,
Yep.
we we talk about this all the time. It's like we become one big Ohana, one big village. And Charlie and I, we talk about it a lot. That we actually do love you guys, and we care about you guys. We want to keep everybody safe, and everyone in your family safe.
Hmm.
And I ask everyone every night, pray for everybody, even the ones you don't like. Um, but we'll keep doing what we got to do, and we all pray that this subvariant doesn't get here and wreak havoc again. So until tomorrow night, folks, Dr. Miska will join us tomorrow night.